Thank you for clicking on this video. I'm going to show you exactly how you can create offers that are going to perform the best, right? There is no offer in this entire market that can actually make sure that every person respond to the offer, but there are ways that you can make sure that every person that is to respond is going to respond to the offer, right? Every person that can respond is going to respond to your offer. There are many different ways, many different YouTube videos that you have probably watched, but we are someone that has done the work, right? We have been in the acquisition business for 4 years now. If there is one thing that we know how to do is to sell people through words, right? Is to make something sound unique, make something sound like something that someone would want to accept. So I'm going to show you exactly how we can do that. I'm not going to go through surface level things. I'm going to show you exactly what you can do, what you need to do, and even the examples of that. Okay, so let's get started. So there are three main things. Of course, you've probably heard of this very simple: hook, offer, and CTA, right? Hook, exactly how you can get them interested, get them to read the entire email. And then there is offer, exactly what are you offering to them, exactly what are they going to get in the CTA, what do they need to do after they have read everything. So I'm going to show you the examples, and I'm going to show you exactly how to go about every single one of these topics, right? Hook, I want you to understand, I want you to think of it as only one simple thing, right? Whenever you write your hook, I want you to read that hook, and I want you to say, if someone sent this to me, would I read the rest of the email? If the answer is even in a doubt, you have to write it again, right? You have to write until the answer is yes, right? There are a lot of things that you can actually make sure. Always make sure that it isn't very big, at least maximum to maximum 2 lines, and it has to break patterns of people. It has to, people are busy in their life, and it has to make yourself sound like a human. I don't care if you use extend files or if you make spelling mistakes, anything. As long as you can get them interested and as long as you can make them believe that they need to read the rest of the email, that is all we need to care about, right? There is a lot of examples right here. You can pause the video and you can read them, right? So second thing is the offer. This is where you talk about results and not your process, right? There are a lot of people that make mistakes here. They start explaining about the tools that they use, the software, and the process. No one cares about them, right? People only care about the results, about the outcome, about the experience that they're going to get if they work with you and if they use your system, right? So be very clear. There are a few two steps that you can use here. Number one is you have to define the outcome. What are they going to get? Be very clear. Are they going to get inbound leads, inbound calls, or qualified prospects? What are they going to get? Be very clear. And second thing is to study the competitors, right? Go to Reddit, go to Facebook, go through YouTube. Understand what the people in your market are doing. What are your competitors doing? How are they offering things, right? Understand everything. And once you understand that, now you have to learn how you can actually position yourself differently, right? And if you think about it, human brain is actually very powerful, right? If you actually go through everything, you're going to start getting ideas of how you can position yourself differently. How? And make sure that you understand this, right? This is a very important rule. The first idea that comes into your mind is usually the same idea that everyone else is using. And do not use that, right? Every single person has already used that idea, so always change it. There are a lot of examples here that you can pause and you can read right now. And there are two different types of offer frames that you can do. There is one which is X without Y. So this is where you say that you can get this without doing this, right? So there are you can get inbound calls without running ads, or book more calls without chasing prospects. Or you can say X with Y. You can get more inbound leads using search traffic, or you can get more qualified calls using outbound systems, as long as it's making someone think, okay, how is he going to do that with this, or how is he going to do this without this, right? As long as someone thinks that, they're going to get curious about your system, and it's going to increase the probability that they're going to actually respond to your messages. Very simple. So and also one more thing, always create a lot of angles of one single offer, right? Nothing is absolute. Nothing is actually going to make sure that it's 100% going to work. So what you can do is, let's just say you created an offer. Now use ChatGPT or use your brain. Create more angles of the same offer, so that when you run it, you can actually kind of like A/B test it, right? And maybe the first offer doesn't work, maybe the third offer doesn't work, but maybe the second one works, right? So you always have to create multiple angles and see which one is working, and it also gives you more flexibility, and you don't have to try things over a long period of time. You can quickly check which is working, which is not working, and you can just start scaling from there, right? Very simple. There is also one more thing that you can use after the hook and the core offer, which is client results. Optional. You can use it, you can't use it, it's not really a problem, right? And then the last thing is CTA. This is very important. Exactly how do you make your call to action? Exactly what do you tell them to do after they have read your entire email? And this is something where people make a lot of mistakes. What they start trying to do is they ask people for big commitments, right? Something that they have to do where there is a lot of friction, right? Either they're going to ask people to book a call or ask them to go to their website to check out this form and all of this shit, right? People don't want to do that. The more friction you create, the more leads you lose, right? So you always have to make sure that the first door to come in is very easy for them to get it right. So it can just be like drop a yes if you want more info, or do you want more info on this, yes or no. As long as it's very small, and as long as it's close-ended, it's low effort, people are going to respond to it, right? As long as you make it easy for them to respond to it, they're going to respond to it. Always make sure that you're doing these things, because if you add a lot of friction, and if you make too much, like if you make them put too much effort into after replying to you, they're not going to reply to you, right? Very simple. So there are also a lot of bad CTA examples, good CTA examples. You can pause the video and you can read. If I read all of that, it's going to be pretty big. But you understand the idea, and you can read all of these things, and you can understand different examples, right? Always make sure, keep the hook small, keep it very something that breaks that pattern, something that makes you look like a human, makes you look different. Offer, always make sure that you're very clear with exactly what they're going to get, and you have to position yourself differently from the market. You can add the client results, you can't add the client results, it's not really a problem. It doesn't make a lot of difference. We have tried many different types of email campaigns. People don't really care. So it's up to you. If you want to use it and if you want to flex it, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And then the CTA, make it very short, make it very easy for them to respond to, make it very low effort, and people are going to respond to that. If you understood all of these things, and there is also, of course, there are some examples you can read here. If you understood all of these things, then I'm glad that you have to use these things, and if you use it, you're going to see that these offers will work very well, right? Now, that is all. If you like this video, make sure to like the video, and if you want any sort of helps with email marketing for your agency yourself, then make sure to book in the call. There is a booking link in the description, and I'm happy to see you there. Peace.